And interesting enough, today happens to be my high day. I'm working with Chris Tuttle this year, and I get to have 2 blueberry muffins pre-workout. People ask why blueberry muffins. I don't know. I don't really ask questions. I just follow it, and it seems to work very well. It's like the best pre-workout ever.
I'm Shawn Grady. I work with the Department of Correction, and before that I was a United States Marine for 4 years. I did a 8-month tour in Fallujah in 05 and 06. We operated out of Camp Fallujah, but primarily we're in Fallujah, Maine. I was with 2nd Reconnaissance Battalion. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I spiraled downhill quick. For whatever reason, personal reasons, it got bad. And then one day a buddy of mine took me to the New Englands in Boston and introduced me to Chris. And kind of everything changed at that point. I found a new purpose, found a new desire. I was hooked. You know, I hadn't known anything about bodybuilding up until then. I really didn't have any desire to be a bodybuilder. And then one day I just saw how awesome these guys looked and how disciplined they were and how great their physiques were. And they were all Chris's clients.
If you notice on the next set, well, I should do every set, if you haven't noticed already, this swivels. So when I bring the pec arm around to the front, I'll push this away from me. Kind of like I'm trying to swing out as long as I can instead of trying to keep it close and tight. Everybody's super strong in this motion, but as soon as you bring your arm out and you try to bring it out as far as you can, you lose a lot of the mechanical advantage. And I do that because A, my injured pec. So I try to do everything I can to make every movement harder. You can see on this next step. This year I decided to hire Chris Tuttle to help with my prep for New York Pro. And one of the reasons is, you know, a couple other pros that I know mentioned that he was pretty good and they're very happy and he's very attention to detail. And coming into this prep, I wanted somebody like hovering over. I wanted a change, something to be very different. Because I guess my biggest fear, I think everybody's biggest fear is, you know, some people are overly optimistic. I love hearing people be like, my first pro show, I'm gonna crush it. They have nothing on me. Oh my God, I'm like, they're delusional. There's a lot of delusional people. And I tend to be more of, not a pessimist, but more realist pessimist, where like, my goal is to make sure I'm better than I was at Nationals. I need to be better. And I don't ever want to be this, my biggest fear is to be the same, or heaven forbid, worse. So I want to make sure my T's are crossed, my I's are dotted, that I come in for sure better. Even if it's 5 pounds heavier, with better condition and a little fuller, that's what I need to accomplish. And so far, Chris Tuttle has been wonderful. I mean, his methods are great. Everything's on point. The diet has been great. Unlike a lot of people, I like the first rep. I don't like the second one. This machine's awesome, so I try to focus on the squeeze, the feel, the pump, a little bit higher reps, and try to avoid heavier weight or risking anything and injure my pec. Because like I said, we're all one injury away from never doing this ever again. So I'd rather been safe than sorry. May not look like a lot, because it still isn't a lot, but this bar is preloaded about 85, 90 pounds without any weight on it. Third exercise, trying to focus more on the feel, not worry about weight, because we are bodybuilders, not weightlifters. And if you notice, I like to put my feet high up, kind of like in a crunch position, because I want to eliminate the arch in my back. For whatever reason, when I eliminate the arch in the back, I get a better feel in my chest, and I don't arch my back as much, excessively much, where I hit my rear delt, my front delt, and it's just more comfortable. Just do it, try it. Jesus. So people ask me sometimes, what has changed since I've become a pro, mindset-wise, or I guess how I view everything? And my answer will probably disappoint people, but nothing much has changed in the sense of really how I do something. I mean, what I did worked, so obviously that's a positive thing. You don't want to change something if it's not broken. But I guess more the mindset changes. Instead of kind of like in the off season, because off season really is the most important time of the year, is I might push a little bit harder than normal than I normally would. I usually during contest time kind of get into a mode around like 10 weeks out, but I more like had a similar mode all year as far as training and dieting. I really was much more strict on the diet, making sure I got my food in. But on the other aspect is, it's very easy to take all of this and make it run your life. And I think still I am establishing more and more of a balance in my life with everything, with my work, my personal life, with my business, with bodybuilding. And obviously, like, you know, I don't mean that in a sense of like I'm putting bodybuilding on the back burner, I'm half-assing it. I don't mean that at all. I just mean that like when I'm done bodybuilding, I'm done bodybuilding for that day. I might done training and my food is my food, but I'm not obsessing about bodybuilding every second, every minute, every day like I did when I was younger. I'm able to relax, take a step apart, and somewhat be normal. And I feel like a lot of people kind of lose the grasp of their friends, their family, and other things they do in life that used to be important to them until bodybuilding came in. Because bodybuilding can be very consuming. Anything that you do to a certain extent, as far as being really extreme or you would be really good at something, can take over your life. And I think I've isolated myself less, but still been able to make progress. As you can see, I don't shave the lower parts of my legs. Shave from here up, little clip, that's it. That's all I worry about.